worried it's gonna affect my reviews of your movies.
All right. So this is a review slate. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Here you go. Slate it. Oh shit! I spiked. My bad. Okay.
All right.
all right.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the review slate. I'm
Hi.
Treetime Chew.
I'm Kevin Corey.
And I'm Alex.
Okay, today we're gonna talk about
Star Wars.
Star Wars!
We're gonna talk about Star Wars.
Star Wars!
Stop spiking, man.
Calm down.
My bad. It's tough to like do everything at the same time. But okay, we're gonna talk about the Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So basically, this is a story of what happened about 30 years after the events of the last episode. So, Alex, tell me about how, you. Well, Alex has seen it
Saw it twice.
twice.
Saw it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the most qualified right now. Alex, tell me a bit about the story and
Well,
don't
Star
spoil.
Wars
Don't
Episode
spoil this
7,
much,
The Force Awakens, takes place 30 years after the fall of the Empire and the destruction of the Death Star. Darth Vader is dead.
Did you
Is he, though?
memorize like a This is such a non-fluid.
It looks so rehearsed.
Darth Sidious, the master of the Empire, is also dead. And now we have 30 years after these events. Luke Skywalker, the mysterious last Jedi
In
standing...
other news, I thought that the movie was a really, really good premise. What did you think of the movie? What was your initial reaction?
About the story,
Well-
like for me.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there. I just got to continue my story now. Luke Skywalker...
You can't spoil stuff
okay,
though.
sorry, okay,
you know.
okay.
Basically, like for the story, like I thought that the story was like if I had to see one movie from Star Wars and like it's one of the movies like that you don't have to watch the other movies to like understand.
I disagree with that. I think...
No, you don't need to watch.
No.
Movies
Well,
No,
you don't
it's-
need to,
it's-
but
it's
you
a-
really strongly should.
Yeah, it does.
It was made
It'll
so that you
it'll
wouldn't
just
need
ramp
to.
up your appreciation.
Yeah,
of
it'll
the
ramp up
movie
your
all more.
appreciation because the whole
Yeah.
movie was kind of made as like.
It'll make it a complete experience, you know. Like you'll get who Luke Skywalker is, you'll get who Han Solo is, you'll feel that nostalgic feeling.
The only reason why you'll be able to enjoy it a lot more if you watch the other ones is because the movie's kind of made for fans. Like you could say like they made it for like that. Like every time one of the characters would come on the
You'd
stage,
have to,
you're like,
like, clap.
ah!
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
that was
'Cause it
so
was, like-
crazy.
And you won't feel that
It
if
was
you've
like
never seen the
It
others.
was like nostalgia. It was like made to like exploit
It's
nostalgia.
it's definitely one of the only movies where like I've seen people clap for like
Yeah.
For
every single
characters.
character that comes up.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Okay.
I do strongly suggest though, if you've not seen the Star Wars movies, to watch them like this. You do 4, you do 5, 2, 3, 6, 7. Don't watch 1. It's terrible.
That's the
I think
randomest
too.
order.
No, it's not random. It's you get 4, which is like the beginning, which is the first one ever made. You get 5, which is like the continuation of that and like the climax of it, where like Darth Vader faces off against Luke. And then you have some origin story. You got 2 and 3 to explain
I
who
don't
Darth
know.
Vader is. And then you got 6, which is the epic finale. And would you let me? No, I'm joking.
Look, what was it? What I was saying about the story is that when you're watching the movie, you're actually like watching a movie. There's a lot of movies today that they're trying to set up for future movies.
Yeah.
Like the Marvel universe, they're doing it fine, you know.
Yeah.
For
Well, this
example-
movie
for
definitely
fa-
set
for,
it up.
For example,
Yeah.
Fan Force Stick.
Yeah,
Fan Force
Fan
Stick.
Force Stick.
They were trying to the entire movie. They were trying to set up
For-
for like this whole universe, but then the movie was shit. You know, on its own, it was shit.
But Avengers and like Captain America, they all do it very well. There's like 12 of those movies
they
now.
do. What?
They're making more forever. Like
Yeah,
very good.
that's why I was thinking like the story of Star Wars Force Awakens, it actually complements the other movies. You know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like trying to like
it continues off.
Yeah,
It doesn't owe anything. Like Star Wars 4, 5, 6
Well, it kind
owed
of
to 1, 2, 3.
it took it in a new direction. It was kind of like okay, everything because at the end of the 6, everything's happy. Like the ghosts
Yeah.
are all smiling
yeah.
around the fire with all those little munchkin things like running
Yeah.
around. What are they called again?
Ewoks.
and then afterwards you have like so they kind of had to take it in a new direction. But it was almost like I don't know. It was almost like they were going to such huge lengths just to find Luke Skywalker. It was like it was like it was such a crucial thing.
Was it actually going? It's like is this one Jedi going to save everyone?
Are we allowed
like,
to talk spoilers or not yet?
Huh?
Are we allowed to
spoilers.
Not yet.
Okay.
Like I think we're gonna try to do a spoiler part.
I did like though that was the main plot of the movie.
But I'm thinking
to find
like,
Luke Skywalker.
Wouldn't it be shitty if they find Luke and Luke is like, nah, I'm not gonna help you. Like,
no, he would not do that. No. He's Luke Skywalker. No way.
At first, I thought, no, I'm not gonna say anything. But anyway, all right, we'll save that for the.
I did find they kind of
we're treading really on really thin ice here.
They didn't really use much of Luke. That's all I'm gonna say. They didn't really use much of him. That's all I'm gonna say.
What did you guys think of the style of the movie? I thought it was really cool how they actually decided to like all the transitions, like even some of the transitions. You interrupt everything. Just wait a second. Okay, the transitions, like when they were every time they went to the starships. It was like that pan across the screen, like that really.
The other ones. It was classic.
Yeah, I know exactly. That's why it was. They were keeping kind of the same like style of the old movies. It felt like an old movie. Like even all of the people, all the like the aliens and everything. They weren't all CGI. Like the CGI in 1, 2, 3 was awful. Compared to like now when you look at not at the time, but now when you look at it, it's like, oh my god, that's terrible CGI. And here they used costumes and combined it with CGI, so it felt like a really classic Star Wars movie.
I'm gonna stop you on that because we're gonna move to VFX right next because you just talked about it, right?
Okay.
But first, like about the keeping the style, that's one thing that I was afraid of, right? Because I watched like Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And
you were either gonna like
because Jurassic Park was like in the origin it was a thriller, almost like a thriller kind of suspense, kind of like, you know.
Yeah.
And then like in Jurassic World it started tipping to like almost a Michael Bay kind of epic movie.
That's what every like movie, every remake seems to be taking, that kind of like over dramatic like
Michael exactly Bay. And that's what J.J. Abrams, the director of Star Wars, did so well because he kept the charm of Star Wars like if you saw the new Star Treks, like all the ships were new looking and futuristic, and like Star Wars isn't about that. Like all the ships were dirty and like old looking, and like they didn't like stylize it to like complete hell. You know,
the whole idea.
It was very modest. It was very nice. It was very it was just very like down to earth, down to Star Wars Earth.
Down to Earth.
Yeah, exactly. He could have overblown it like a lot, like
down
he did in
Tatooine.
Star Trek.
Yeah. But it was really down to Tatooine.
Yeah, down to Tatooine. He really kept it modern, and that I really liked about the movie was that in a world where CGI is like so predominant and like big action movies like make the most money and like big effects are like really cool and stuff, he really kept it modest, and that's
like
what
even the
really
old style of Star Wars, like even stuff like now if you looked back at the old Star Wars and you'd be like, oh my god, that's cheesy, but that's what makes Star Wars kind of, you know, like so like even the whole far-fetchedness of like some of the scenes where you're like, oh my god, that's like too good to be true for that to happen, and then after it happens, you know, it almost gets a pass with Star Wars because of like that kind of over the top like
but
like,
even
story.
with that I was always like nothing pulled me out of the story.
Nothing pulled you out of the story because it was a Star Wars. It's impossible.
There was nothing that like really strayed from the Star Wars universe. Like everything made sense.
I was really scared that the movie would end and you'd have to like wait for, you know, like at least they gave it like a nice that was nice, guys. You won't be disappointed. For VFX, like what you were talking about mixing practical and visual stuff. I think that was pretty cool too.
It was. I liked that. I really like. It felt like that. That's the whole like kind of premise behind what we're saying is like.
Is it you that's squeaking or is it me?
I have no idea.
Did you hear it though?
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, I heard a little squeak before.
All right, let's just.
It felt like the Star Wars movie. That's why it was kind of cool to. It kind of felt like you were. It was like a throwback.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They definitely. I think they shot in the desert. Probably.
Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah.
One thing that kind of disappointed me though is that like after I came out of the movie, like I was like, oh man, this is amazing. So then I went to see it the other day after with my parents. And then I came out of it like I didn't feel that way anymore because I realized
it's when you're jumping on your
chair. Yeah, exactly. It's
no. I mean, like the squeaking is from.
Oh, is it? Okay. It was a beat for beat like kind of remake of Star Wars 4, like the training, the
Oh yeah,
the,
don't spoil too much though. Watch out.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You're going a bit
I'm just
too far
saying,
here.
Not even.
If you watch it, you'll find it's very similar to Star Wars 4, and like
I disagree with you so much there.
Well, no, I'm.
Well, he's watched it twice, though. He watched it twice.
So he has a lot more credibility.
No, he's been. I think he was taking notes.
Let me say
I think you were taking notes.
In terms of in terms of the like how the story progressed, it was kind of like Star Wars 4, but like I don't blame them for that though, because like it was a very safe decision and like it worked in the end.
I don't think the movie
people
was safe.
No, it was a very safe movie in the end. Like overall, it was compared.
I think it was a huge. If anything, I think it was a huge like leap for them to have gone like in such an old style, use costumes for aliens. I thought it was risky that it would turn out and look like what the hell this looks like an under budget movie, but it didn't. They made it. They like put so much care into the detail to make something that's like such an old style work for 2015. Yeah, and I thought that was pretty adventurous on their part.
Yeah, they called in like all their resources. They also called in Andrew Kramer for the VFX, and this guy, like Andrew Kramer, is like the guru of After Effects. Like he knows what he's doing, but he's not like I've never seen him do like big budget movies like this. And it's really good. Like they're reaching out like that.
Yeah,
we got about 14 minutes. We got about 4 minutes left.
Okay.
So let's move on to character development.
Should we move on to spoilers?
No, spoilers is for another 15 minutes. But definitely, what do you guys think? Like, who was your favorite character?
I really liked the pilot, Poe.
Poe?
I mean, at first I thought he was gonna be like the main protagonist, because like he was at the beginning shot and like he was captured and stuff. I thought it was all gonna be about him, but it was really refreshing to see then that like he was just a supporting character for like Finn and Rey, who were the main characters, which I really appreciated. Which is really good.
Do you guys remember Finn's actual number?
FN2187.
Honestly, I found that acting, I loved all the characters and writing.
Yeah.
I found acting wise, Finn was almost a little bit too over the top sometimes. You know, it was almost
Finn was too Disney.
It was too. He almost was like, it almost seemed pushed at sometimes, like when they would have like their scare, when he would be like running away and he'd be scared, and they were trying to make it comical, but it almost came across as like, I'm trying to make this scene funny, like laugh guys.
Kind of true.
It was Disney humor.
Yeah,
it's like the Disney.
That's the Disney touch from it.
I
Right?
think it's kind of like it's that kind of comic book vibe that they were injecting through him.
But like aside from Finn though, like they didn't really Disney-fy it anywhere else, you know. Like
that's pretty cool,
the first parts of Rey and Finn, like in the desert, were like, "Don't hold my hand." Like, yeah, okay, fine, but like aside from that, like it got pretty dark sometimes.
Well,
and, like,
Disney is very like, you know, they're known for making movies that are extremely neutral and don't touch on any touchy, very neutral, as in they don't want to offend anybody, you know. So then when you have Star Wars, it's kind of difficult. But what I noticed actually was a lot of scenes. It was a very I'm not saying this in a bad light. It had a lot of feminist ideals like kind of portrayed through the movie. If you notice in a lot of the scenes, like when Finn would be like, are you okay? And she'd be like, yeah, like, why are you asking me if I'm okay? Or like, take my hand. She's like, I don't need to take your hand, and like stuff like that.
Yeah, she's definitely like, she stands on her own.
Yeah, but then some of those like scenes, like I could see every time a moment like that would come up, I'd be like, okay, they're trying to push a message.
But I just feel really bad for the parents who had to drag their little girls out of the theater, like holding their hands, like, don't hold my hand. I just feel bad for those parents.
Well, a lot of stuff that Finn does kind of doesn't make me feel like he would actually be a stormtrooper, you know?
Yeah, I know he's too much like, he's too like every stormtrooper is like flat faced, sucks at shooting, and like they just die. That's their job. There's no personality. And then you have like this one who has this like deep backstory and like he wants to escape the thing.
Was there actually an actual stormtrooper that hit his target in this movie?
Yeah, a few times. Yeah,
a few times.
But
I thought it was always like a
fun fact though.
Guy that did
you know the stormtrooper that fights Finn with like the taser thing. His tag is TR8R Traitor. I learned that like a few days ago. It was pretty cool. But I don't know, like the
so
stormtroopers.
Check it out, and that's not a spoiler. This is just like a nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah,
check it out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
All right, we're almost
Dr.
at the
Steve
end of
rule.
this one, so let's vote. Do you guys recommend this movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I recommend the movie.
Yeah, I
definitely.
recommend. So it's a 3-on-3.
3-on-3.
The fact that I went
10 on
home
10.
and like I had an exam the next day, and the
Yeah.
fact that I put the Star Wars soundtrack on in the background to give myself a little bit of inspiration.
I waited
to
in
study.
line 2 hours to get tickets.
Yeah.
By the way.
He waited
So-
to get tickets for us,
Yeah.
and we weren't there. Like he did all the
We
all
weren't
the
there.
Way. We weren't there. All right,
Daddy
so
wasn't there.
that's pretty much it. Star Wars: Force Awakens. You gotta watch it. Like,
Yeah.
don't even wait
Do
to
it.
stream it.
All
You gotta
right,
watch
do
it in
it.
the theaters.
Spoiler: Jar
IMAX.
Jar Binks is the cause of everything.
Damn it, you weren't supposed to.
You weren't supposed
No,
to
but-
say that.
If you can, go see it in IMAX. I mean, it's really worth it. And it's one of the few movies that IMAX really makes a difference.
I was thinking it would be cool to have it in D-Box. Like I've never
And
tried.
yeah,
D-Box.
it's definitely
Yeah.
in D-Box at Scotiabank. But that, I don't know.
I've never tried.
That's a whole
D-Box.
other can of worms.
Yeah.
you know?
All right. So that was the review slate. Hey Alex, do you want to slate out?
Yeah, I want to slate out.
All right.
What
here
is,
you go.
okay, it's this
Oh
one,
my
right?
god.
Oh,
Review
These are some great movies.
Review slate. Oh, is this one?
Lift it up.
Oh my god.
All right.
Out.
All right. Then.
Hey, hope you enjoyed episode 1 of the Review Slate. This is the Star Wars edition. Stay tuned tomorrow for the spoiler discussions. This is another episode of Star Wars that will have spoilers in it, so don't watch it if you haven't seen the movie yet. Please like, comment if you disagreed with me or Kevin in particular, and share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the Review Slate.